Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I thought I'd finally share my holiday haul from my somewhat recent trip to Japan. I know it's been a while since I got back and I wasn't really sure if I'd make this video for quite a few reasons, but I thought today I'd finally do it since some of the things I'm about to show are souvenirs that I'm gifting to other people and I'm about to finally give them their gifts. So I thought best to just do this video now while I still have a few things in case anyone's interested. I guess on that point as well, I wasn't too sure how interesting this video would be. Of course, hauls are always somewhat interesting and I think a lot of people are interested in Japan and things you can buy there, but to be honest, I've been there a few times before and I feel like I've already picked up all of the typical souvenirs that people get when they go to Japan, and this time it was just picking up a few things for myself that I saw and liked, and a few little bits for other people in my life that were slightly different to the normal sort of souvenirs. But with all of that being said, I am going to share everything I picked up, so you might be able to guess some of the things I'm talking about are for myself and some of them are for other people. Thinking about it now, it's probably also a good thing that I delayed this video, because anyone that I'm giving souvenirs to from here on out probably won't watch this before I show this video anyway, so nothing will be spoiled for them. But there were a few people at the start when I got home that I was worried about seeing this and maybe having the surprise spoiled. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm done rambling now. I'm just going to get onto the haul. And I think what I'll do, just to make everything make a bit more sense, is separate everything into different sections. And what I might start with is food, because who doesn't love Japanese treats and sweets? I think out of everything I got, these are the most typical sort of souvenirs people bring back from Japan and enjoy over there. And they are interesting flavored Kit Kats. So I've got two different flavors here. I don't have the packaging for these. They've just been moved into this little tin in the cupboard, and I gifted some of these as well. Actually, I've got one here now. I made little packets and just had a few flavors for people. But these two flavors that I have here left are strawberry sundae flavored Kit Kat and also chocolate flavored or chocolate sundae flavored Kit Kat. So these are really nice. I've still got a few left for me and I'm trying not to go through them too quickly because they are so delicious, but I thought they were a cute little dessert sort of item to give as little gifts as well. And the good thing is, buying them in big bags, there were plenty left over for me too to try. I just put this to the side, but actually I'm going to try one now. Also, mind the claw. It's making things a little bit difficult. I say it and point it out, but accidentally smacked my finger on the corner of my bathroom cabinet and cracked open my cuticle. Anyway, don't drop the food. This is the strawberry flavored one. Talking about how good they were made me feel hungry, so just having a little snack break. Let's just move those out of arm's reach so I'm not tempted. But I do also have some other Kit Kats here. These are in a little gift box just because this is going to be part of a gift for someone. I haven't opened it up and I haven't actually tried this flavor. It's a bit more of a different flavor and it will be interesting to see what they think. This is purple sweet potato, and there was this flavor a lot on all sorts of food items when we're in Okinawa because I guess they grow a lot of it there, but it looks really interesting. I'm guessing it is quite purple like that. So I bet they're really pretty, but like I said, this one is a gift, so I'm not going to be opening it. I thought picking this one up would be something interesting as a gift, and I do like to get a few local sort of things from different areas I go in Japan, because of course all of my family and friends have already gotten the token Japanese souvenirs already, so this time especially, we tried to get some different things. Actually, that brings me on to my next one, because this was also a local treat of the area of Okinawa. And it is sugar flavored candy or sugar lollies. I think they might be brown sugar. Since they grow sugarcane in Okinawa, of course, they would be making lots of different brown sugar treats, and this was one of them, so that'll be interesting to see. I think whoever I gift this, I might need to sneak one of these just to try, and I have another one of those. But both of those have people they're going to, so I won't be able to sample them now. And then last of all, for snacks, because I don't actually have that many, although this is actually second to last. So you can probably see here, this is a chocolate frog, like out of Harry Potter. And again, this one is going to be a gift, so I'm not going to be opening it, which is very sad for me because I wanted to try these. Same with Brendan, he really wanted one of these, but I don't think he could justify the amount of money we were spending on one, let alone two chocolate frogs, because I think these were the equivalent of 20 or 25 Australian dollars. but I know the gift recipient of this will love it. It's incredible. It really is big packaging, and I'm hoping a big chocolate frog in there with a card like out of the movie. Now moving on to the last food item, and I guess this doesn't seem very Japanese at all, but it is technically a Japanese thing because it's made in the region, and I just wanted to pick it up. So it is a little jar of maple syrup, and I actually sampled this when I was over there. I thought it was really yummy and I had to pick it up. I love maple syrup and I just couldn't go without it. So this is Karuizawa maple syrup from the region. I think I picked this up in Nagano because I guess there's a lot of maple trees nearby, and I went to a nice department store where there was actually just one shop dedicated to selling maple sort of treats, and I actually had a really nice maple syrup lemonade there. That was delicious. Kind of makes me want to try making one out of this, but as you can see there's not too much, and I've promised Brendan that I'll be making pancakes one day and having this as a real treat, even though what I want to really do is just start sampling it. I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for a special occasion. But yeah, this was very yummy and technically a Japanese treat because it's maple syrup from the region, kind of like the sugar is, even though it's not Japanese on its own. Anyway, those are all of the Japanese snacks that I picked up and still have left. Now what I think I'll move on to is some more random sort of things that I purchased, and then I'll move on to beauty items at the end. But what I have here are some Sailor Moon things, and these I got at the Sailor Moon store in Tokyo in the Laforet shopping center, or at Laforet. I went to the Sailor Moon store and I had planned to go there, but when I was in Harajuku walking around, I stumbled across it. So I guess it was a good coincidence to come there. And this is what I got. So this is just, I think it's a mechanical pencil or pacer. Oh, it is a pen. So it's just really cute. Metallic pink, and it says Sailor Moon. So very cute, very sweet, and of course it pairs very well with this notebook. So I think there were a few different designs, but I thought this was the prettiest. It's got all of the girls on there. Even the back of it is gorgeous, and the pages are really lovely in as well. It's almost one of those things that seem too good to use. I know that sounds kind of crazy, you buy these things to use them, but it's gorgeous. I think it would even be nice as decoration. But that's all that I picked up at the Sailor Moon store. Even though there were a lot of other bits that I wanted to get, I showed a bit of restraint there and I just enjoyed looking around. And I'm very surprised as well, it wasn't overpriced or anything. I can't remember the prices that I paid for those, but they were reasonably priced. I definitely expected it to be very costly, and it was quite reasonable. So I thought I'd mention that here in case any of you find yourselves nearby if you want to shop there. I think it's not going to break the bank too much. Really quickly before I move on to the next one, I have a few tiny little items here. These aren't things that we purchased but got for free during a parade in Japan. So you can just see they're little bits of cardboard. They're meant to be paper lotus leaves, and we got these during a parade in Japan, like I said, when we were in Mount Koya. They've got really beautiful designs on them. Got a special one too here. It's got little Koya-kun, if you can see him. He's kind of the mascot of the area. Anyway, during the parade they were throwing these out and they're meant to be for good luck, so we collected a few. I don't even have that many, I guess. There were people running around with thick stacks of cards, but that was just during a parade for a Buddhist monk's birthday. So yeah, very random. I didn't want to talk about it too long, but they are pretty. So what we've been doing is giving them away to people in part of the souvenirs, as well as holding on to some. I think I might put these in maybe frames or something like that, maybe a few in one frame, and just use them as decoration because I think they are really beautiful. Now moving on to the last of the random bits, I actually have a little friend with me here, and I picked him up in Kamakochi. So this is just a baby kappa. I named him Kappa, and he once was a keyring, but I took the little tag off, and now he just sits on my couch and brings me good luck. His little tag says good things will come. So this cute face has been staring at me since we got back home. I know I spoke a little bit about kappas when I was in Japan, in Kamakochi, saying that I was searching for them, and I finally found one. I don't think I even said really what kappas do or what they're known for. I just was searching around the water near the rivers, and they're quite famous in Japan. I guess really quickly I'll tell you here, although I don't necessarily want him to hear, they are quite famous for being very mischievous, and it can vary depending on the tales that you hear, but they do all sorts of things like doing minor pranks and tricking people, sometimes drowning them. They love cucumbers, I know that, and another thing that has been told for a long time is, I guess, a little bit more aggressive in the sense that they are quite fond of ripping a mysterious internal organ. I don't actually know what the name is. I'll put it on screen, and if I can get more details, I'll just put it up here now. Part of the folklore states that they're very fond of ripping internal organs out of people's backsides, so you don't want to get on the bad side. Lucky for me though, this little guy's friendly. Anyway, those are all of the random bits I picked up, and I'll move on to more beauty sort of items. And I don't really have that much in the way of beauty. They're all kind of random things again. I guess it's going with the theme of the haul. I think what I'll start with are some accessories I picked up. I got some tropical flowers when I was there. So random. But I really wanted to get some and didn't plan ahead and bring some with me. I think these were really useful in Okinawa, just because it is such a tropical place. Think Hawaii in Japan. And I've never been to Hawaii, but that's definitely the vibes that I got. And so of course I wanted, what I mainly wanted was a hibiscus, but I couldn't find one of these for ages. So I first purchased this one. This is just a frangipani clip, and I wore it a fair bit. I think I'll continue to wear it, both of these, just because I think they go with certain dresses, and I actually really like them in the hair. And then I also have a little hibiscus clip, and this is something that I searched for ages and ages. I remember Bren was actually teasing me at some point saying, you're not going to find it, it's so random, but in the end I did, in the American village in Okinawa, near a naval base there. There were just a whole bunch of random shops, and I looked in an accessory shop with a good feeling and ended up finding this. They had these in all sorts of different colors, and looking back I wished I picked up a few more, but you know, I have the standard sort of red, so that's perfect. And I'll continue to wear this, not anytime until the hot weather comes back, I guess, but I do really love it. As strange as it might seem, they are some of my favorite souvenirs from the trip, even though they're not very Japanese. To me, they'll always remind me of Okinawa, and that was definitely one of my favorite parts of the trip, if not my absolute favorite. Next items I have here, there's just a few small ones that are the same. These are some bath salts. They just say they are resort bath, but it's just bath powder that I got in a gift shop, and it is, I guess, hibiscus scented. So I'll be able to use those. I always like buying things like this in Japan because they do a lot of really interesting bath products. I guess last time I went I got a lot of onsen powders, but this time I wanted to get something tropical since that was much more the theme of the trip. And I'm glad I'm going through this now. I haven't used any of these yet, so talking about it now might give me the push to use one tonight. I've also got a few nail items here, and I didn't get these for any real fun purpose. It was more so out of necessity because I was in Japan and my nails were growing out. So I got a similar polish to what I tend to wear most of the time and what I was wearing over there. I think I got both of these things at Don Quixote. So they were very cheap, and I'll continue to use this, I'm sure. But you know, nail polish, not so exciting. This, however, is a little bit more exciting. So on this sheet here that I have left, there are just lots of separate crystals. But what I had on this blank part here was a whole bunch of strips. So they were kind of in a moon shape, I guess, or half moon. So what I did with those little strips of stickers, as my nails grew out, I guess this is a good example, you can kind of see here, I have a bit of space where normally you'd get an infill, but I was overseas, I was traveling, and I didn't really, want to spend the time doing that. So what I did was get those and just kind of fill in the gap. And I think it actually looked really nice. When I came home, I got a lot of compliments on it, surprisingly. But with these separate little ones, I think I used a few to fill gaps on a few crystals that fell out. And what I might do is just do a little bit of nail art with these. Of course, it'll be a bit tedious to try and do the same effect, I think, with these separate ones, since they're not connected in a long strip, but I'm sure there's other things I'll do with them. The next one I have here, I would still consider in the beauty category, even though it's a little bit weird. These are some eye heat masks, so kind of like that very relaxed lady on the packaging. That's how I look every night that I use these. I've wanted to try these for ages and finally picked some up in the airport on my way out of Japan, just because I decided I may as well buy them while they're easy to purchase. I think they were appealing for me just to kind of relax and help me sleep, since I don't always have the best sleep. I thought it'd be nice to use as a bit of an eye mask and very comforting to have kind of warm heat. So it does say steam eye mask on it, but it's not hot steam. It's just like a heat pack or a little hand warmer, but it is in, I don't want to open it and waste it. You can see it, you get the idea. it just straps onto the face and you can feel it warm on the eyelids. I found these interesting at first just to try them out, and since then I found them really useful and enjoyable, just a bit of a relaxing thing to use. Another good thing about those, and this comes into something I haven't addressed yet, the fact that I picked up a sty over there. Not fun. It's still lingering and it's covered up with makeup. Don't worry, my optometrist pretty much said I'm not doing it any harm because it's on the way out. And anyway, you're not here to listen to me talk about my sty. Basically, those things help, and I think what I might do on a semi-regular basis is continue to use them because they're just good for general eye health, especially for someone like me who is prone to styes. But yes, so glad that I found these and finally got to try them out. They've been working a treat, and I'll see if I can buy some over here as well because I've been loving them so much. Now last up, I have a little bit of makeup here. These are a little bit random and I didn't purchase them. Again, like a few other bits here, these were actually gifted to me from my friend who lives over in Japan. He works in a shop that sells makeup, and he gave me these very randomly, but they are two little lipsticks or lip creams. I have one here in red and one in a more nude color. This is, both of them actually are lip dress tints, and I haven't heard of that specific brand before, but I've got to say, you know, I love it. If you can see here, it's kind of like a lip balm, but it's pretty pigmented, and I guess more to the point that, well, as pigmented as a lip balm can be. I noticed as I swatched on the back of my hand, they're just very nice and moisturizing, and I really enjoyed using them when I was over there and since I've gotten back, especially since it's winter here. So I know, not the greatest example, but I'll show you anyway. Of course it looks darker on top of an actual lip color, but you get the idea. I think, as funny as it is, because normally I like a more bold lip color or something that's a bit more apparent, I've never really been one for just a slight tint. I've been gravitating towards those a lot because of course it's a little bit cold in Australia at the moment, being winter here, and I've liked having a little bit more moisture on my lips, and I kind of like the glossy look at the moment. But yeah, I've got to say I'm glad my friend gave me these because it was something I definitely wouldn't purchase myself, but I've got to say these are pretty much my favorite lip products I've been using at the moment since I got them and since I've gotten back. Alright, but now that's it for the haul today, and that's it for the video. I think what I'm going to do here is wrap this one up, and I've got to wrap up the gifts as well because I'm giving away the last souvenirs tomorrow. But I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. But like I said, I will be leaving this one here, so I just wanted to thank you once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!